All right, let's talk about something that, let's be honest, every single one of us deals with. How to manage our emotions when things get really, really tough. We're going to dive right into it.
You know that feeling, right? That moment when a huge wave of anger or sadness or just pure anxiety completely takes over, and suddenly you feel like you're not in the driver's seat anymore. It happens to everyone, but man, it can feel so overwhelming. So, what can we actually do about it?
Okay, so let's start with this really powerful idea emotional first aid. Just think about it for a second. If you got a nasty cut, you wouldn't just ignore it and hope for the best, would you? Of course not. You'd clean it, you'd put a bandage on it. We need to start treating our emotional wounds, things like rejection or failure or loneliness, with that exact same kind of urgency. Now, before we get to the how-to, the practical tools, we have to understand the big idea that makes it all work. And honestly, this is a total game changer. It's the incredible link between what you think and how you feel. So, this comes from a cornerstone of modern therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. And the central idea is this: it's not really the events in our lives that make us feel a certain way. No, it's our interpretation of those events. Our thoughts are literally the filter for how we see the world, and that filter is what creates our emotional response. And this is a perfect example of how it works. So on the left, you've got that automatic knee-jerk thought, I blew the report, I'm totally useless. The feeling that follows that? Probably shame, maybe even despair. But now look at the reframed thought on the right. You're not pretending you did a perfect job, you're just creating a more balanced, a more compassionate story. And the feeling that comes from that thought is way more manageable. And get this isn't some new idea. The ancient Stoic philosophers were all over this thousands of years ago. They taught that you don't fight your emotions head on. That's a losing battle. Instead, you focus on the judgments that cause the emotions in the first place. Control the source and you control the flow. Pretty brilliant, right? Okay, so now that we get the why, let's build the how. It's time to stock your personal emotional first aid kit. We're going to go through 4 super simple but really powerful tools you can use anytime, anywhere. All right, tool number 1. It might be the simplest, but it could be the most important. It's just about hitting pause and noticing what you're feeling without judging yourself for it. Seriously, just acknowledging it, saying to yourself, okay, I'm feeling really anxious right now, can immediately take some of its power away and give you a little bit of breathing room. Next up, something you literally always have with you, your breath. Focusing on your breathing is one of the best ways to ground yourself in the present moment. It creates this crucial little gap between the thing that triggers you and how you react. And in that gap, that's where you get your control back. Here's a really easy one you can do with me right now. Okay, first, just breathe in slowly and try to feel it coming from deep in your belly, not up in your chest. Good. Now, just hold it for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And finally, just let it all out, nice and slow. That one simple cycle sends a message to your entire nervous system to just calm down. Our third tool is mindfulness. And don't let the word intimidate you. All it really means is paying attention to what's happening right now on purpose. See, when we're hijacked by our feelings, we're usually stuck in our heads, worrying about the past or freaking out about the future. Mindfulness just pulls us back to right here, right now. And the best part is, you don't have to go meditate on a mountaintop for an hour. You can do this in seconds. Try it. Just for the next 10 seconds, focus only on the sounds you can hear around you. Or you could do a quick mental scan of your body, from your toes all the way up to your head. These little micro practices can completely interrupt an emotional spiral before it gets going. And the final tool for our kit today is journaling. Getting what's swirling around in your head out and onto a piece of paper is an amazing way to get some perspective. It helps you untangle all those complicated feelings, see what actually triggered you, and start to recognize your own thought patterns. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? When your brain feels like total chaos, this simple act of writing can create a sense of order. It's like you're taking the storm out of your head so you can look at it instead of being stuck inside it. So, having all these tools is great, but using them the right way is everything. And that means we have to be super clear on a really important distinction about what we're actually trying to do here. Take a close look at this. On the left, you've got emotional regulation. This is the goal. It's about finding that healthy balance where you feel your feelings, but they don't get to run the show. On the right, you have emotional repression. This is what we want to avoid. It's about bearing your feelings, pretending they're not there. And yeah, that might feel easier in the moment, but trust me, it's really damaging in the long run. We are always, always aiming for regulation. And a huge piece of regulating in a healthy way is self compassion. Think about it. When you're having a hard time or when you mess up, what does that voice in your head sound like? Is it a harsh critic? Just try to talk to yourself with the same kindness you'd give to a good friend who is going through the exact same thing. It makes a world of difference. Okay, let's start to wrap this all up. If there's one thing I want you to take away from all this, it's that you are not powerless here. You are in the driver's seat of your own mind. But just like learning to drive a car, it's a skill. It takes practice. So here are the key takeaways. Number one, emotions are just signals. They're not commands. They're data, not a directive. You can't always control that initial flash of feeling, but you absolutely can choose how you respond to it. And the way to get better at that choice is through two things: consistent practice and a whole lot of self-compassion. And that brings us to the end. I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Of all the tools we talked about, naming your feelings, breathing, mindfulness, journaling, which one of those feels like something you could actually try? Just pick one and make a little promise to yourself that you'll try it the next time you feel that emotional wave starting to build. Thanks so much for watching.